thing. And this changeling could as well move in here. Okay. So this has been done, this network. I need an overlord for that. So obviously without the overlord won't be able to get things done. Okay, so that's a changeling. He doesn't really know about this guy very well. We can see that he does have some stuff over there. Okay, so where's the overlord? Where is that overlord? I need an overlord to to drop me a few things. To drop that. Okay, so here it is. Another one. I should have hell of a lot of these here ready. So can you... Okay, generate creep. No, you can't. Then who can? Who can open me an IDOS network? I know that this can be done with an overlord. However, I'm just not sure exactly how it's done. So generate creep. It can generate creep. It can mutate Vental Sacks, enables overlord to transport units. So that's exactly what happened here. In any case, let's probably best just do that. Just do that. Okay, let's get all of my troops here, and we'll get them in. How to drop Nidus network? Okay, so what's that? Summon Nidus Worm. Alright. So that's probably all that I needed. So press on that, and yeah, let's build a lot of puppies. Oh, look at that! Look at that! This guy got hit. Okay, let's get everybody inside, and now we will try to get ourselves a Nidus network somewhere out there. Wait a second. Now you just stay there. Maybe I should hotkey this building on 6, for example. Now you go here and give me the Nidus network. Okay. Come on, yes. And now this thing should be built, and I should start getting units into my opponent's base. Look at that. Okay, now everybody needs to start attacking. Alright. That's how we do. Oh yeah, we're attacking from both sides. Oh yeah. This is bad. This is bad for my opponent. I just got into his base. Okay. My Zerglings will move on further in. Okay. We're going to successfully try and go around this. I'm still in his base, as you can see. And oh yeah, that was awesome, no doubts about that. Okay, let's get them all inside. Inside, look, you hear how he swallows that? And let's get them outside now. Okay, we should go in and kill off his last buildings. Now, does he have something somewhere else? It looks like he may as well have some of his buildings hidden. I'm not sure. Now, in order for me to win this, I need to find his last buildings. I'm sure those last buildings are hidden somewhere out there. Here it is. And it looks like we have successfully caught up with this. Done. Now let's find out how this game looked from my opponent's perspective. This was a long game, no doubts about it, but I enjoyed this game very much. I like the fact that I got him blocked there. Most of the time he was very defensive. And we had a really awesome fight here. There's a factory, engineering's bay. It looks like a regular opening, and then I start to attack him. I realized that he's going to suddenly rebuild these damaged buildings here, and it's just not going to work out, right? My offensive is not going to be very useful in this case. It's further expanding. Good for him. Now that tank obviously makes things extra difficult if I want to move in with the links, and he has these two on these two sides here. And many more. Surprisingly, those tanks over here, supported by a tank down the ramp and planetary forces, has successfully repelled a quite strong attack on him. In any case, it looks like he is building himself a fortress here. Little does he know that I'm going to build a fortress too. Now, what surprised me here is that he very heavily used the widow mines. I think he used the widow mines even a little bit too much here. He certainly didn't have to do that. And I think somebody here, yeah, somebody here at the 6 minutes the attack comes in. This is a powerful attack, so certainly. However, these tanks right here, supported by this tank and planetary forces, was just more than enough to repel this kind of an attack. And he is successfully repairing his siege tank. Mineral field depleted. For as long as I won't let him expand further, it's going to be fine. Now, at some point here, I'll launch another offensive on him. Now, a thing about this another offensive is that I realize that I can't stop him. So far so good, he's playing very nice game, have no doubts about that. this area right here, when 3 tanks with the planetary forces will be attacking me, that's certainly a killing ground. He's not building that many units, as you can see. He's almost consistently out of money, but not focusing on the military. However, I do have military. Buildings all over the place. Now he expects that this is going to be an air assault. He builds himself a really significant fortress. Now I just attacked him. It doesn't know. Now he just looked at it, and it looks like that's all over, right? Okay. I probably had to target the SUVs with some of my troops, but it looks like this has worked out splendidly. Furthermore, I already have 2 upgrades while he has 0. But these widow mines simply devastated my troops already, quite a bit, as you can see, and then I'm going to end up in this hail of fire. Look at that, boom! 3 tanks, planetary fortress, 3 tanks, planetary fortress. The tank is being healed consistently, and this is where it's clear that it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. Fusion core, I wonder what's that for. In any case, I'm attacking him with Lings, and even the Lings can't do much, because instead of attacking the SUVs, which how I would like him to do, they attack the planetary fortress and get cut down very easily. And now we go into the Cold War right here. So I know I can't beat him, right? And I just simply go for a really tough play and move on to the Mutalisks. If I can beat him on the ground, hopefully I can beat him on the air. Now what he does, he suddenly sends 2 carriers to counter that. Then he builds a lot of anti-air defensive turrets, so he has a good perimeter, but still he doesn't have a ground army. And he doesn't have the money to build that ground army because he's spending so much money on things like turrets instead of marines, for example. In any case, this offensive has been perfectly repelled. So these turrets has served him the purpose here, and they have very successfully defended against my assault. Then he decides to once again try and expand. So far so good, but he will certainly be losing minerals. Now one thing he does is that he uses these turrets heavily. His choice of play is quite interesting here, that he doesn't really think that I'm going to expand consistently. Look at that, how many bases I have already. I have 6 bases, and that could be even more. And he builds turrets. Instead of building turrets, he needs to build an army that could defeat my attack, so that he could counterattack and kill off my bases, drones. He needs to build planes to harass my lines, and so on and so forth. Now this is where we go into the Cold War, actually, not before the Mutalisk attack. And it looks like no, this wasn't the case. I still made an attack. I can't believe that I didn't achieve anything. It looks like I had to achieve something with this attack right here. As you can see, the tanks are blasting in, but this time it's not going to save him, and I'm not going to advance on his main base. I'm going to instead advance on one of his bases out there. However, what he does, he somehow tactically jumps to my main hatchery here. So after 4 seconds warps to the target location, Battlecruiser is invulnerable while warping. And what do? I send my forces here to establish control and destroy these 2 Battlecruisers from the other side of the map. Okay, it looks like that has worked out splendidly. And he certainly needs another base. Now, as you can see, he doesn't have enough money to build a base, but he decides to dismine. And now, right here, this is where we go into the Cold War. Right here, after so many attacks, this is where we go for an entire 10 minutes or so into a really real Cold War. So what do? I trap his fortress into my fortress. So I build multiple units, hatcheries, and I build all kinds of anti-aircraft and anti-infantry, static defense, spawn crawlers. At the same time, I'm sending troops here to attack him so that he wouldn't be bored. In any case, what he does, he comes up with the cloaked unit and I have no detection. And I'm just kind of baiting them until I get myself an overseer, and what he does, he successfully kills off my units. This wasn't an overseer, unfortunately, right there. At least he knows that I have a strong army, and he knows I'm building buildings close to his base, so it's pretty bad, no doubts about it. He has a bunch of Vikings, and these Vikings end up in this wall right here, and at least one survives. The question is, for how long will he survive? So now he knows I'm building a fortress around his base, and I even had anti-aircraft stuff here, so he knows he won't be harassing my bases, and I'm locking him in. Now he builds himself a command center. Oh no, he sent a command center here, so maybe he sees that distance mining is not going to work out here after all. What they probably had to do here is send a few links over and over and over again. After that, he builds even more mines, and he's waiting. More mines, more turrets. So this is a typical static defense that a Terran player has. However, I think instead of being offensive, he being a little bit too defensive. Then I sent a few more of these Hydras to kind of not make him bored. However, when I look at his camera, I see that he certainly wasn't bored at all. At all times, it looks like he's waiting for the offensive. But the offensive is going to come from a different direction than my opponent believes as well. And this is where I'll launch another offensive on him. And he is able to defend against that. This is one of my changelings right here. He probably can't recognize it. He never really took notice that the changeling just walked in. And the changeling gave me a very important information. He didn't notice that there was observer there. So that's why the plane got caught and killed. He decides to build more tanks and create even a stronger defensive perimeter over here. So he tries to tactically bases them, so kind of place them behind a wall so that links can surround them, other units can surround them. And that's it. Now what he does, he builds even more static defense. So this is a proper Cold War right here. As you can see, I have quite a bit of stuff here going on. Just like that. And he didn't really know about that. Look at that, he tries to expand, however I'm not going to let him do that. And so it seems that he got stuck in here, no doubts about that. It certainly wasn't so well for him. At this point, maybe I had to let him expand, but who cares, right? Look at that, this guy got into a trap here. And the Night Swarm just being called. It can be seen on his map. He doesn't take notice. He doesn't look. He has no idea that Night Swarm has been just placed in his territory. And look at that, can you hear that? Oh yeah, he can definitely hear that and see that his base is full of troops. I'm launching an attack with Zerglings here, but his tanks have absolutely no problem dealing with these. The troops in the base right here can do a lot of damage. This creep from the Night Swarm is huge. And I think I'm going to launch another Zergling attack soon. It looks like he's got trapped. He's placing his SUVs here. And that's pretty much it. These links are obviously going to do a lot of damage. The tanks shot on each other there. Due to splash damage, these two tanks were destroyed over here. And that's pretty much it now. I'm finishing off this base. It looks like he had one of his command centers here very well hidden, however it wasn't hidden for long. Now that it was destroyed, it's all over. Now let's have a look on to the statistics and see how this game turned out. Quite a lot of experience was gained. That's the performance. As you can see, Army Valley was jumping and jumping, so this probably was the first time I've got beaten, the second time, the third time, fourth time, fifth time, and this is probably just the link. So as you can see, his defensive perimeter out there was just devastating. The resource collection rate. This is where I started to build up the Cold War fortifications. So my resource collection dropped down to less than 470. Upgrade spending, workers active.